I freaking hate myself. I hate myself so much that I used the wrong fucking intro. No, it is not episode 31. It is episode 32. It is the last Friday of the month, which means it's Free for All Friday because I just love. Yeah, I hate myself, and I mean, I thought I thought I had uploaded the correct one. Clearly, I did not. But with that said, welcome everyone to insert title here, episode 31, last Friday of the month. As stated before, it is Free for All Friday. So we're gonna go around the horn, and then we're gonna get this dumpster lit because we're gonna act
in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, we are starting off right. It is we're starting this off correct. I mean, this is awesome. This is perfect. It's the dumpster fire. We're gonna light it like those in LA. So we're gonna go around the horn and start off with my co-host Darnell. How you doing this evening?
I am wonderful. How about you, my man?
So we're gonna start that again. I am doing great.
I'll go first. I get to ask that question.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I get to ask that question. I go first.
But he's the only one who gets asked that question.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the only one.
He could ask how I'm doing today, and then he could ask how he's doing today, and so on, and so on.
I can, but I don't give a fuck how you're doing.
Right.
I am doing fine. Prior to Iron Stream and partly during Iron Stream, I was still working, and I still have more work to do. So that's just how my weekend's gonna be. But yeah, I mean, but the rest of the time, I'm gonna be relaxing as much as I can. Go out,
but you know,
exploring.
Fair enough. I'm better because I've got my whiskey and Coke in a whiskey glass.
Rocks glass.
And speaking of drinks that are not in proper glasses, Arza, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing just fine. And how are no, I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. I have whiskey in the wrong glass, and I'm pissed because it tastes like shit anyway. Now, the problem is, I've had 3 drinks tonight. All 3 of them have tasted like ass, and I am not pleased by this fact.
Why didn't you go buy some of your own then?
Right?
Because one of this is my own, this one. So my mom opened a bottle of Pink Moscato. Yes, you guys can make fun of me for that again. I had 12 glass. It was
That's
fucking
just a lot of sugar. Pink Moscato's not bad, but it's a lot of sugar.
No, sometimes a sugary drink is good. But no, this brand of Pink Moscato was horrible, so I didn't finish that. My mom has this old blueberry moonshine liqueur thing that's from Maine. Can only be bought in Maine. Was fucking good. Has aged poorly since being opened because my mom's like, she's the kind of person who never wants to finish what she gets. So like, it's just like a 2-year-old.
I'm that way because I don't want to empty because I can never find it again.
Yeah, but then it ages poorly. And then I've got this whiskey, which yes, it's in the wrong kind of glass, I know, but I didn't want to get another cup dirty. And it was good in the shot form, but now it just straight up tastes like straight acetaminophen. It tastes like straight alcohol, and it's not good.
Okay. Which brand was the Moscato that you hated so much?
I don't remember. It has like gay little flowers on it. I don't know.
Okay. So it wasn't either of the 2 brands that I know.
It's not Barefoot. It's not Barefoot.
Yeah, Barefoot's good.
My mom hates Barefoot Pink Moscato. So.
Why are you gay?
Hey, born this way.
Very true.
No, dude, $8 you could have gone, or $9 you could have gotten you some at the gas station down the street.
I'm not leaving that. And
Also,
I actually have quite a bit of alcohol in this house.
If you're slightly sick, your taste buds could be off.
I'm not slightly sick. Do I sound sick?
No, but I'm just thinking the only reason I know people taste something that they think tastes good, everything tastes bad. That normally makes me think that maybe that they've got something.
No, so I've had a shooter of this a long time ago, and that was good. And then I got this when I tasted it. I'm like, it's not as good as I remember. So I decided, like, screw it. Maybe I'm just waiting for my palate to develop more. You know,
fun history lesson. You know why it's called a shot? You know why it's called a shot?
Because it cost a bullet.
Yep.
It's the same price of a bullet back in the Wild West.
Yep.
I forgot about that. I'd heard that, but I forgot.
Give me a shot.
But also, there's a lot of stuff that you can shoot, and it's just fine that is not good for sipping.
Now, the other issue might
one
be
of
this stuff. I remember this isn't nearly as good on the rocks, and it wasn't chilled, so I had to put this on ice, and that could have killed the flavor because it has a very subtle flavor.
Yeah.
So that might be the problem.
So also, John, it is Tiny but fierce. How are you doing, Tiny?
I'm actually doing better so far. Today has been a pretty good day. I'm happy.
No riots. Taxes didn't go up. His price of gas
yes,
is the
they did.
same.
Oh, yes, they
Yes,
did.
they did.
Well,
Yes, they did. Newsom,
Well, I'm just
Newsom
an
pushed through
asshole.
Newsom pushed through his new gas tax. So now gas, as of July 1st, will be 65 cents more.
So was this before or after
Welcome
he
to
filed
Canada.
a lawsuit for $270 million against Donald Trump? Against Fox News.
I think this was actually after that's fucked
Okay.
up.
I thought it was 800 million.
I thought it was 272. I
I'm
could be
so
wrong.
tired of whatever it is. It's bad. It's always bad.
Yeah.
If Newsom's fingers are anywhere near it, it is bad. It's going to be.
He looks like the Antichrist. Like every time I look at him, I'm like, this guy looks like he looks like he crawled out of the devil's anus to like start world domination.
Right. He's American Psycho.
Yeah, he's American.
Yeah, exactly.
Now-
That's a great one.
He's Pelosi's nephew.
Oh,
God.
Oh, that
well,
makes
the
sense.
thing is
That
just like
family
California,
has destroyed the state.
just like California, Washington State just is the same thing. And our newer governor, because Inslee's gone, Ferguson, the former Attorney General of the state, who's now the governor, another fucking Democrat, gave the largest tax increase in the last few decades of the state. And in explaining the reason for the tax increases, what do you think he blamed?
Trump.
Yeah, of course.
Also joining us this evening is Full Metal Nate. How are you doing, Nate?
I'm doing extremely well today, dude. I had a really eventful day. I got to feel my nephew move inside of my
Ooh.
wait, what?
You paused and it sounded gross.
Inside of my cousin's wife's belly. So he's going to be here next month. I'm really excited to meet him.
Nice.
Was on the Rogues Gallery for the first time.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Jesus. I was on the Rogues Gallery for the first time in 2 months. That was a lot of fun. And now I'm here hanging out with you wonderful people.
Sweet.
Hot Wax, aka
wonderful people.
Jay. Jay, how are you doing?
Cheers. I had
What do you mean, you
fabulous. Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, okay. No, glad to be here. Glad to be here. Had a great day. Very calm, relaxing. Started off with a back massage before I went to work.
Jealous.
Oh.
Yeah. Went in, did a very chill day. Made lunch for the
had one of
guys.
those.
Burgers.
Best way to start the day.
Every Friday we do burgers at work, so it's like
Nice.
company pays for it. And then we were told because it's a long weekend, we get to go home at 3:30 instead of 4:30, and we get paid for that extra hour. So it was like,
Nice.
I'm out. And now I'm off for 4 days.
Nice.
My company gives us pizza like every Sunday that we work.
Nice.
My work gives me additional work to have to do over the weekend. So that's my specialty that I get from my company.
I don't have a job.
I just
do.
have pain.
You make great AAI songs.
I pay
Don't
you
bring
in
any money.
I pay you in D&D
Soon.
memories. Come on.
Right? No, soon enough you'll hit that 100 and you'll start getting the content
Oh,
creator.
I'm at 100. I got to get 30 hours a month now. I gotta stream 30 hours.
Well, we can do this.
By keeping that in mind, make sure you, if you haven't already, hit that like and follow button. I'm getting slightly closer. I'm really looking forward to hitting a special number. We're only two followers away from hitting that special number of 69.
37
Hell
in a row.
Do it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no.
No one gets that anymore.
I take that back. I take that back. No, it's Clerks. I take that back. I am one follower away from that great number of 69.
We go to 69, the drunken emerald arrow into oblivion. Ah.
I am getting a little bit closer. I mean,
That was good, eh? Impressive.
Why
I
you
mean,
look
I
at
got
me?
the
Why you looking
I got
at
the
me
whiskey
like that?
for it. I got the whiskey for it. I'm down. Let's
you
do
know
it.
what? Unfortunately, with Arnold, the only thing that for me, I remember, and it's a quote that will never leave my mind when it comes to him, is "fuck your freedoms."
Yeah.
Fuck you, Arnold.
Yeah.
He seems to have changed track lately. He seems
Yeah,
to be going
his
in the opposite
interview on The
direction.
View. Yeah, his interview on The View kind of
Oh yeah,
didn't look great for the ladies of The View, because they were kind of like, well, he's an immigrant, so we're going to bring an immigrant
ladies?
out. And
Yeah.
now
Ladies?
yes, they are ladies. As much as you don't agree, I guarantee you bangs.
Well, they're
They
female.
don't act like it. They're female.
Female.
Okay, I see what we're doing. We're gonna do the woke shit of being the gender is a construct, and
No. I think
No.
I think Darnell
No.
and Jay were the attitude is a lady is a female of a certain status and stature.
Exactly.
Whereas these bitches don't qualify. They just happen to be female.
No, they're shrieking gargoyles is what they are.
Well, everything.
Bingo.
Every time I've ever been forced to listen to anything that came out of any one of their mouths in the last 10 years, it has been nothing but drivel, lies, or stupidity. And it literally makes my head hurt.
Whoopi
I have a
looks
doctor's note. I don't ever have to fucking listen to those bitches again.
Whoopi looks like a deflated whoopee cushion. I mean,
Whoopi.
She used to be
You
funny.
mean Karen?
She was smart. I know people who know her. She was a totally different human being.
I had seen the thing of Whoopi on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Where she's actually funny. She's being transgressive and saying offensive things. And it was hilarious.
Yes.
Ours is so drunk he's now hiccuping.
No, because I just shoved a bunch of chicken nuggets down my throat.
Chicken nuggets.
Okay, not really chicken nuggets, but they're basically.
That wasn't chicken.
Nope.
Darnell.
It's fried chicken covered in a honey orange sauce.
Do you have many crows?
Wait.
So
What is it?
fake
What is it?
Chinese chicken nuggets.
It's fake
I
Chinese.
didn't hear what you said. What is it?
It's breaded fried chicken with an orange honey sauce. There you go. That's what. But I also got a proper drink, so it's okay. Stop picking the
In the wrong glass.
Still in the wrong
Is
glass.
it really? Does it count as a proper drink if it tastes like shit? So you're not going to drink it anyway?
No, this stuff is good.
Oh, that's the good one.
You told us how much it sucked.
I just went down. I got a new drink.
He got a new drink. He got a new drink.
And he got
that's right.
This is a honey liqueur. That is it's a honey concentrated liquor mixed with an Irish whiskey.
You said
the word liqueur.
Kind of like mead.
This is liqueur.
A little bit like mead.
Liquor.
No. A liqueur and a liquor are two different things.
Two different things.
It's fucking
stupid. A liqueur by definition has a higher sugar count. Trust the bartender.
No.
I actually got tested on this bullshit.
I don't care sugar count. Is it alcohol? Is it alcohol?
Yes.
It's fucking liquor.
Ha! Gay!
On the next episode of Curse of Strahd, Tikva and Pat Dickley go toe-to-toe in the battle for liqueur versus liquor.
Hey, this is no topics. This is anything goes. So fuck you.
Yeah, it is fucking free fry.
Liquor.
This is again.
A liquor can be a liqueur, but
they're also spelled differently.
Yeah, they are.
We're not Canadian. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah, well.
Jay knows what's up.
I don't like to use.
How do you know that? I may identify as a Canadian.
Jay just lives there. That doesn't mean he's Canadian by heart.
Yeah, no.
I love Labatt.
Jay's American. He's American.
Jay's the most American Canadian of all time.
Yep.
I want out. I'm done with BC. I'm done with Canada. I'm done with their.
What's worse?
It's disgraceful.
What's worse is because you're in BC and your proximity to my state. It's like I know. It's
we're the
so
same,
similar.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
You're in BC.
Yeah.
What are you doing in the old time period? Come on, we're on the common era now.
Oh, bump, bump, bump.
Let's see. Where's that? Oh yeah, this.
I thought you were looking for the kick button.
Jay's just casually chilling in the background as Moses parts the Red Sea.
Pretty much. He's listening to Rush in the background.
Nice. I put Rush on the back burner for a little bit because I've been actually diving in a lot of good music. So I
you guys don't
I want
understand.
to keep them there as my gods, but I still look to see what else is out there because there's a lot of actually good stuff out. So
yeah, his
Just for you, I
Jay's
put on some brush.
Jay's secret favorite love affair is with Enya right now.
yeah, actually, I like Enya. I like. There's also
Jay sat next to Moses in the 3rd grade.
Pretty much did. I feel like I'm old enough to be, but yeah, no, Enya's good. There's another group called Clanad, who's actually where Enya came from. No, chlamydia. Clanad, yeah, fuck.
Sorry.
It's all good.
What does a plant have to do with anything?
Right? Oh my god.
You say chrysanthemum?
I was recently watching some stuff that said that though BC and Manitoba and Saskatchewan are thinking about joining up with Alberta. Alberta's already done their base votes. But
more Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba versus BC. We are such a
that's what I thought. But there were a whole bunch of people supposedly from BC saying we want to be a part of this too. They don't want to be out of it.
There's a lot of people from BC that wants it, but it's the I would say, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, that area by and large is still pretty leftist.
Yes, I mean, it's democratic. Very democratic.
It's very similar to sex. I want it, but it doesn't mean it's happening.
Right. You nailed it right there. No.
Yes, because a bunch of us voted. Right. A bunch of us in Washington voted to leave the state and join our counties over with Idaho. And that's not going to go anywhere.
Nope.
You're not a hoe. Don't say that again.
No, don't.
You don't know. I could be a hoe.
Wait, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to Tiny.
Darnell
she said Idaho. She's not a hoe.
I'm not taking the bait.
Girl.
Look, he is in a wheelchair. We don't know why.
Oh no!
Oh my
god! No!
Oh.
Okay, so
shot fired.
So he's in timeout.
Bring him back.
You learned your lesson.
You lose.
Good day, sir.
Don't do that again.
You didn't read the.
But it was funny.
Didn't you?
Granny's gonna spank your bottom. No.
You have your clip bot yet? You have your clip bot
I might
yet?
not be completely opposed to that.
Well, we'll try that.
Depends who's Granny.
You're supposed to laugh, Darnell, not look at me in horror.
Well, we went over this before the show started. Nate likes the older women, apparently.
It works.
Is anybody shocked?
Hey, there we go. My Rumble Clipper is working.
It works.
Hey. What's wrong with older women anyway?
Nothing.
Yeah, they can teach you a few things.
They're a lot better than the rest of my crackpot ass generation.
Hey, you want to know what? Don't discount hip dysplasia.
Right? Exactly.
Oh God!
Look, usually when I said I can break her hip, I'm being hyperbolic.
When I said break a leg, that's not what I meant.
No, not in the literal.
Oh Jesus!
Where?
I've been waiting.
Okay. Since I'm now going to hell. It's a long way. Oh no, that's right.
My guy,
I'm thinking wrong song because it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. No, it's a long way to the bottom.
Rock and roll all night. And party.
You want to know what? That is actually one band I really cannot like. That I don't like. Really overall.
Really?
I'm not a big fan of theirs in any kind of way. Not a.
Certain
songs. I rank them.
Yeah. I rank them.
Yeah. I rank them right up there with Metallica as not being that great.
Sacrilege.
Cookie cutter is a cookie cutter music.
Part of it's cookie cutter music. The other part is the fact that in the case of Metallica, I was okay with their music, but it all goes back to the 2000s.
They were fine. They were good.
That was what happened there in the 2000s. Well, 99, 2000 area with the file sharing and them going all nuts. Specifically, drummer.
That
was
great.
The moment I went. Right. It's like okay, I was in music business in college, and we brought in a lot of new artists. And at that time was a lot of the file sharing and stuff like that. So my group that I was part of on campus was to bring entertainment onto the campus. So we brought a lot of new artists on, those that are touring and trying to get a name from them. Yeah. And because of the file sharing, and I always asked them what was their opinion of the file sharing. And a lot of the bands handed me their CD and said, put it on there. That's how people are going to hear us. This is how it's going to get out there. For them, this is that word of mouth. It was the initial starting of trying to get virality and all this stuff. Finding new music was done that way. Unlike these rich fat cats that are already at the top, that are pulling the ladder and then fucking over their fans because they got the money. You already have your money. I do like the episode of South Park where they did go into it, and there's the drummer from Metallica. He was going to put in a second pool, but now he's going to have to wait 2 more months because of people sharing the music online.
That's right.
And ignoring all the stuff that happened before I was born, they also have one of the worst covers of any great song.
Saint Anger.
Which one? Whiskey in the Jar?
Turn the Page. Their cover of Turn the Page is terrible, and it's the only one on Spotify that isn't a live recording.
I don't mind it.
I was gonna say.
I don't mind it.
Here's what I was gonna say. They were really great. They were really great up until the release of the Black Album.
I was going to ask you that. Like a lot of people say, it's prior to the Black. That's the original. I say,
Metallica. I say everything prior to the Black Album is fucking fantastic.
Then they got commercial. They got commercial with the Black Album. Yeah, because they were obscure to a mainstream.
They were speed metal.
When they got mainstream,
you're an edgy metal band, or you're even edgy rock band. When you go corporate, it just kills everything. It has to, by definition.
Dude,
you give it up. You give up to what the producers want.
And then, or you see the way the trends are going and going, hey, we can do that too, and then put out Saint Anger.
Exactly.
Dude, I mean, For Whom the Bell Tolls and stuff, like, The Thing That Should Not Be, are like some of my favorite like metal songs of all time,
exactly.
Dude. Every time I hear the bells at the beginning of For Whom the Bell Tolls, dude, I'm headbanging immediately. Like, it just gets me fucking fired up, dude.
Zombieland. As soon as I hear it, boom, I'm like give
Master
me that
of
movie.
Puppets, like, dude, like come on. Yeah.
The original stuff.
Like, when you try to commoditize and corporatalize music, it just doesn't work. I mean, sure, you might top the billboards, but nobody's going to remember.
I will even say, I think Injustice for All is like, it's up for debate whether or not it's their greatest album.
So I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm not against the band going corporate, because when you make that type of money, in my opinion, I don't care what people think of me. I am fucking loaded.
You have a point.
Going corporate,
you got a point.
In certain genres, it's like a sellout. But continue with your point.
Like I'm talking like No Doubt. No Doubt was a ska band. Then they made that fucking Rocksteady album, and then they started putting interviews. We were never ska. We were never this, and their sound just got more and more like synthesizer and shit. It was like their last album was fucking synthesizers.
Yeah, that was Rocksteady. Rocksteady was their last album before their vacation break, where she went and did solo. And it was so much far away from what they originally started. And even Tragic Kingdom and what was the other one after that?
I mean,
they did
Return of Saturn.
That was before that. To
be honest, the only issue with bands going corporate is it means that they lose their sound. They're going to
wait. What was before what?
I have that in mind.
Return of Saturn was before Rocksteady.
Yes. Yeah. But it was after, I think. But do you want to know what? If you want to see what No Doubt really was, go back and listen to the Beacon Street.
Self-titled. Well, it was self-titled. Then Beacon Street was their demo. Mm-hmm. Then they had the self-titled. Then they re-released Beacon Street. Then they released Tragic Kingdom. Then it was Return of Saturn. Then that piece of shit.
I think I played Tragic Kingdom until my CD died.
You want to know what? I mean, Tragic Kingdom was a good album. I like it.
Yeah. I went to their concert. They toured for like 2 years straight on that album.
When they did their cover of Talk Talk's song.
It's
that was in their that was in their anthology album at the end.
Greatest hit
but
anthology.
They would cover the Beatles Obla Di Obla Da at the end of every show.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I made out with someone that I didn't know that night, and I was like, man, you can do stuff like this.
I didn't realize how much.
And of course, that's the thing he remembers from that concert. Nothing really else. It was just like some chick stuck her tongue down my throat.
Oh no, I remember the entire concert. That being said, I was like, wait, you can go places and chicks will do this to you? And my buddies were like, yeah, man. I was like, fucking A.
Dude, I didn't realize.
I don't think I ever left a Newfound Glory concert by myself.
Dude, I didn't realize how much Iced Earth and Nevermore I have up there.
Great, by the way.
Again, it really depends on where the band comes from. In the sense of I don't know how that applies to anything. I'm
right.
The Iced Earth comment, I was fucking with him.
Okay.
Iced Earth.
I'm just saying it really depends on where the band comes from in the sense of where their background is. Because I mean, as soon as Green Day put out Dookie, immediately all the punk were like sellouts, traitors, and all this stuff. It's like, okay, well they were able to get signed a record deal. I mean, but they got picked up by a major label, and I would say their music was great. I love the American Idiot album.
When I say I don't necessarily mean just you got a record deal or that you're a bigger band. When I say going corporate, it's like suddenly the music becomes cookie cutter. The music becomes
Well, like I got a good example of this. I mean, if you look
they don't keep evolving. They don't keep evolving, and they start to lose the soul. The music might still be fun, but a lot of the soul disappears after a while.
Well,
it's
like,
for some bands. I'm not saying all bands, and I'm not saying just because you got a record deal, but I'm saying there's a lot of bands that once they get big, something changes.
Yeah. If you look at like Linkin Park has some good ones that are a pretty good example. Towards the end of Chester's life, when they started doing things like The Hunting Party, their albums were getting a lot more corporatized. Not necessarily corporate appeal, but more specifically, they were trying to become more cookie cutter, more radio hit friendly.
Yeah.
And you can really tell by the rage was less there, the sound was less there. It just didn't feel like Linkin Park. And now with what was it? The new stuff with the lady, where it's pure nothing but corporate.
No, I'm sorry. The band, again, the band, in my opinion, was too much Chester.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
He was not replaceable as much as they tried to.
But
the band ended, in my opinion, when Chester died.
Yeah. But this is their time to go full corporate as this new singer, and it doesn't sound good. Even with the same lyrics, going corporate destroys the sound and the soul.
Yeah.
So
or being hung up on one certain individual that they completely lose their minds over, and that happened with Foo Fighters. It happened with Green Day. So much, and that's why a lot of people can easily say, "Well, you just got to separate the art from the artist," and it's like, "Well, that's a cope. You just like the music and you can't separate.
Yes.
You can't separate. I cannot separate."
I'm sorry. Go on.
I was going to say, I can't separate personally because artists their art is the reflection of the artist.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. So
in music, definitely.
Yes, especially with music, and especially when they came out and say that. So when it comes to like Foo Fighters, it's like I'm like almost all of the Concrete and Gold it was pretty a lot of anti-Trump stuff in there, and then their one immediately after. They pretty much admitted that's exactly what it was. It was an anti-Trump. Green Day. Go ahead.
No, touching on something Tiny said actually applies to Green Day. Evolution. I personally, I can't stand a band of evolving. I can't. Like, I got into Green Day at the album before Kerplunk, and then there was Dookie, and then Insomniac. All had a similar sound. After that, it was like they evolved, and now they're fucking emo. Real Big Fish was like a fucking great, like, angry drinking band. Now, their last album they put out a few years ago, they haven't done it and done an album in like 7 years. I think they're done, actually. Was like very like poppy ska. I'm like, this is shit. I haven't listened to the whole album. I have the album. I haven't listened to the whole thing once since I got it. But like these bands that'll change and become like I don't like evolution. Like I got into you because you were like this. You change your sound. I'm probably not going to follow you anymore.
True, some people get that, like, but then like some groups, it can get so stale, and I'll always come back to our favorite Canadian fucking Nickelback. They are as freaking cut and dry. Like they put out a new album just recently.
The same thing it was when the first came out.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't really sound any different unless you really like that style, and you have to have that style.
Yeah,
I'm not one who's ever really cared about band association. If I like a band, it means I like one or two of their songs. I don't really give a shit about specifics in the music, and so I never really cared about the art or artist stuff, and I don't care about the if somebody changes their sound because it doesn't affect the sound that they made before. It just, this person's a faggot, and I'm gonna think of them as one when I listen to their songs, but the song's still decent.
So we got Blue Eyed Scorpio.
Now,
we got Blue Eyed Scorpio over in the YouTube. He's joining in, and he now has a wrench.
Nice.
I used a Linkin Park song for an edit, and I was borrowing it. Their last videos, they recorded a song in the living room, and that chick was so douchey. It was a vlog video, and she is cringe.
Yeah, she is.
And an extreme Scientologist, and a bitch.
Oh,
really? I didn't know that.
Oh, great! That just
nice.
Well, they broke up. Well, they broke up too, so that's done now. So
yeah, it was a disaster. Again, it's like go and do something else, or rename the band. Go do something else. It's just again, in my opinion, Linkin Park ended when Chester died.
Yeah.
Oh, there's even a name that they could have gone for. You know, Linkin Park was named after the park, Linkin Park. Then they had to change the name because they were sent to cease and desist. Spell it the same way. Now you've got Lincoln Memorial.
Okay, now here's a little trivia.
That's not bad.
Some may know, some may not know. So we're gonna play a little quick trivia game. What was Linkin Park's original band name?
Yes.
Oh shit! What was that?
I've forgotten it. I know that they had one, and then they went to Linkin Park, but LON, and then they were forced to change it.
Oh, if my daughter was here, she would tell me.
Any guesses? Anything?
I'm blanking at the moment.
As anyone who's watched me on Mr. Burger's trivia show knows, I can't remember anybody's name correctly, so I'm not even trying.
She don't know shit.
Right?
What about you guys?
I will recognize a song and still have no fucking clue what the title actually was.
Right.
What was the album of their first what was the name of their first album?
Yes.
Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was their original name, was Hybrid Theory.
That's right. Yeah, that's what it was. You're right. Yeah. I knew that and I just forgot it.
Yes.
I do.
I just said the name.
I like Blue Eyed Scorpio, Washington Drive.
Yeah.
I thought they had. I knew their first album name, but I thought that they had like a name before that, like some like obscure name or something.
Yeah.
I think it would have worked as Hybrid Theory as a band.
Yeah.
But again, it was the whole point that there are Linkin Parks all over the country.
Yeah.
So they went with Linkin Park.
Well, I think Linkin Park worked better because Hybrid Theory makes them sound like they would have been like a garage thrash metal sounding band. It just sounded like Linkin Park fit the genre they were playing.
No, yeah, that's it. But that's why it was Hybrid Theory, was because they were meshing more of a rock metal with.
I know, I get why, but
yeah,
the name evokes thoughts of like thrash metal. In my opinion,
I don't know. I think Hybrid Theory would have been fine for them and their sound, because it really is. It's always been two sounds in every single song, except for a couple of them. Like Castle of Glass and Hands Out High are really the only songs with one sound to it. The rest of them, they merge that heavy grunge music with the more soft pop and some rap. Most of the songs merge at least two genres.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mike Shinoda does the inferior part in every single song.
Yes, of course.
I hate Mike Shinoda. I actually have a burn.
Oh, you do? Please expound on this. How much do you hate this guy?
Oh, a whole lot. Because, when I was little, I remember because I was really big into Linkin Park as a little kid, like 8 years old. And I remember when Chester had died, and because I was the Linkin Park YouTube page was the only page I was subscribed to for like a huge amount of time. And I remember only a month after Chester had died, Mike Shinoda turned the page into his own marketing page, posting his own clips, and had appropriated the page. And I'm like, I've never forgotten that or forgiven that, because I just remember, like, fuck him. Chester died a month ago. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a bit fucking quick.
Wow. So essentially that's the for you, that's like the moment with me and Metallica and the going after file sharing. Got it.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna know what? We relate now. I understand you a little bit better, Arza. Thank you.
Look at that. Look how music has brought us all together.
All right, let's not make it gay.
Okay. This is good.
Oh, don't give me that look right now. Come on.
How it's all brought us all a little bit closer.
Hey, I just lobbed it up. You took the swing. Darnell caught
it. Got a little three-way going. Anyway.
Okay.
You nailed it.
No, you didn't. Boy, you guys, just lowbrow humor. That's what this night has become. Or it has been.
Only lowbrow in relation to Darnell's forehead and hairline.
What?
All right, Mr. 80-year-old hairline, listen up.
If anyone's gonna say it, I'll say. I'll say it. Let's do a little bit, right? Or what? Let's do this real quick. Okay, go at it. Fight. Come on.
Okay, is it this way or is it that one? I don't know.
Round
That was cat fighting.
Fight. Fatality.
Fatality.
No, wait. Babality.
Finish him.
The one time I don't have Mortal Kombat playing. God damn it.
You didn't have it last time either. You didn't have it last time either. You had nothing on last time.
Oh, that's because he's the screen in front of him, not the ones behind him.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Screw the rest
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, that TV wasn't working, so last time.
Then why do you have it there?
There's
Because
two TVs there.
It works. It just sometimes does. Sometimes there's an issue with the PS3 when turning on a game, the TV won't connect. Turns out I should turn the TV off and back on again. I didn't bother trying turning it back on.
Similar, that's like a new version of blowing in it.
Anytime you call it, yeah, it's the first step when you call Indian. Well, any Indian call center will just simply ask you, have you turned it back? Have you turned it off? Turned it back on again?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you to speak into the mouthpiece very clearly. Do you want the surplus plebeian package?
Okay, so we'll go through this. Okay, so I myself have Comcast Xfinity for my cell service because I already have it for my home and stuff like that. So it's all easy for bill pay and all this stuff to have it on one place. Well, my phone, one of my phones was stolen. Darnell's going into timeout. So my phone gets stolen and I get a replacement because I had the insurance on the phone. So they send me in all this stuff. Well, I put in the SIM card and everything. It's not connecting. It's not working. So I call up the service. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is another stuff. Going through all the steps, repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Good hour and a half. I'm like, yes, it did nothing. Didn't do anything. Didn't fix it. Went all this stuff. So I just got so frustrated after an hour and a half of it, nothing happening. I went down to the Comcast store. As I suspected, it was just a bad SIM card, and I had it replaced within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the lesson of the story is just go to a location if you can get the service done there and get it taken care of. Don't use the phone. Don't talk to these service centers because they have just a script. And if it's outside the script, they don't even know, because at no time did they ever go, you may have a bad SIM card.
Right.
And that should be on like the second or whatever part of their list of questions to ask you.
Nope, just had me keep repeating the same steps over and over again. It felt like I was in a freaking loop.
Yeah. Yeah, sad. That's sad. Well, at least you got it figured out. Just,
Emily.
go straight.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. So, what are some horror stories you guys faced with call centers?
I got suckered into that magazine thing back in the early 2000s, where it's like $200 for these 10 magazines, and you'll get them every month, and this is a great deal. And I got billed like $200 for like 6 months before I realized I hadn't received the magazine, and I kept calling and call. Oh, we will make sure it gets to you next month, and nothing. I was like, I just got fucking had.
Wow. So it's one of the, and it was a TV advertisement?
No, it was in a magazine.
Oh.
What was it, a girly magazine or just a normal?
It was Maxim. It was Maxim, I think.
Yeah, but they used to have a deal like that. They had some distribution centers that had excess of a bunch of stuff, and so they were like, if you did a bundle, you could get a bunch of magazines for like only being like 50 cents each or whatever, but you had to pay ahead of time a whole bunch of stuff. I know somebody who actually got their magazine, so that really sucks, Darnell.
I was gonna say it sounded like more like a Saudi prince situation.
Yeah. Oh, have we finally moved on from Nigerian princes now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it actually makes more sense in Saudi. Saudi has dozens and dozens of actual fucking princes.
Right. And they buy $1 trillion worth of American equipment over 10 years. So you know they're loaded.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you really, if you're really going fortune hunting, you gotta get to the Middle East these days. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, that's where the fortune hunting is.
Fishing tight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't honestly think I'm gonna find a sugar mama there in the Middle East. I'm just saying.
Have you ever heard any person who I go there is just gonna try not to redeem?
Do not redeem.
Have you ever heard of the Big Boy Toy Show?
I have that every day. I'm in the shower.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of power. It's like power tools.
No, there's a lot of bad dragon stuff.
No, it happens in Dubai, and it is the richest men around the world bringing in their biggest favorite toys. Their Lamborghinis, their Formula One cars, their yachts, their monster trucks. It is the most insane thing you've ever seen.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it. I mean,
are they compensating for something?
Most likely.
They're Middle Eastern, yes.
It's more like a competition, I think, between them that who has the bigger, best, whatever. But
because they can't use their dicks. They can't compare with their dicks, so they have to compare with their money.
Because as we learned from the Chinese, you Americans have big, gigantic American penis.
It's a Japanese, sir. It's a Japanese.
Oh, yes. That's
right.
It was micro.
I thought it was Korean as well.
No. He's referring to South Park. It's a Chimp Pokemon episode.
Oh,
Japanese.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, when the parents start figuring it out, that's it's going. It's men that are going,
Oh, well, yeah. I guess they do have a big penis.
Yeah, that's why so many white guys want to move to Japan, so they don't have to deal with competition.
No, dude, fuck that, dude. Japanese will pay Americans just to fucking stand there. Like, they'll fucking pay them. Like, there was a guy I worked with. I think I've told this story before. He was offered, I think, $100,000 a year. This is like 1999 to stand at building, like ribbon cuttings at buildings, because he was like 6-something, blonde hair, blue eyes. They want him like big American businessman to act like he was like, he's half owner of the building. And you get paid a shit ton of money to do that.
My favorite Japanese gig for Americans is just being the rude American. They'll pay Americans to go there and just be assholes to the CEO when the CEO says something really stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, but what's not helping the American image right now is those annoyance YouTubers that are going over to those other countries. Just nuisance streamers. That's why it's like, you know what? I hope they throw the book at like Johnny Somali.
Yeah, give him the full fucking 5 to 10 years.
It's up to a potential of 17 years right now.
Ooh. Yeah, they up
Johnny Somali's currently being charged with several sex crimes now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He exposed
Because
minors to sexual content.
Oh,
it's not just that; it's the fact that they have very strict laws too of producing deep fakes that are sexual, and he did that.
You don't want
with
us
another female
exposing ourselves.
So with that said, and the thing is they're like, well, the female YouTuber made that it was the deep fake was made in reference to. She went and made the complaint, then withdrew it. So at first Johnny Somali's like, oh, she withdrew it and all this stuff. It's like, no, that's not how their system works.
No,
a complaint's made, it's now out of the hands of the
complainant.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the state now is going after it. So
and the state really hates him, or the country.
Oh,
really
yes, they do. And the thing is, this is not the first country he's been kicked out of. But
no,
I mean,
do you know why he's kicked
most
out
of the
of
rest of
Israel?
them just kicked him out. They didn't put him in. They didn't even.
yeah, Israel kicked him out. Japan jailed him.
Israel, he got his ass kicked like 4 different times.
Well, yeah, because he molested a female police officer.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
And
yeah,
then,
that'll do it. But there were other places. It just, I'm sorry. At least when I was in Israel, people are very nice. People are polite. Lots of people have fun, but people don't play. You don't start shit in a place where every day someone can be walking down the street with those suicide vests. You just don't.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with people in that environment. And I didn't actually know about the female cop, but I did know about the female IDF officer who knocked his ass off.
Yeah. Nah, he just.
Who's the dig bag that walks around? I'm sorry, go on, Nate. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say he's just a fucking loser that just goes around just trying to fuck with people, man. That's his whole shtick. And now I'm surprised he didn't try to get the fuck out of Korea, the first time when shit started going sideways for him. But
at the moment, the thing is that they were. I mean, you watch it because Legal Mindset's been keeping very close tabs on it. Atuzi has been as well, and they've been doing a lot of reporting on what's been going on. It's stacking up, and it just keeps stacking up because he continues to be stupid on stream, and he's saying all of these things. He came out and attacked the judge.
Yeah,
I mean.
Well, I'm very much with you on the fact that they just need to throw the fucking book at him and get it over with. Yeah. Lock his ass up. Because the thing is, he's just making making foreigners look bad. People like us that just want to go over there and, see what the country's got to offer and, just have a good time over there. We can't because we're constantly being looked at like we shouldn't fucking be there because of people like him. It just gives everybody else a bad name.
Somali's he has a strategy for what he's doing. He's actively doing this because he thinks if he keeps acting crazy enough, they'll give him an insanity and kick him out.
No.
Okay.
And the thing is because that may be what he's thinking in his head, but I don't think it's going to work because they have the entire history of everything he's done. It's like, yeah, you may be acting crazy now, but all of these streams prior to, just because you're acting crazy now doesn't mean you're not going to be punished for your actions prior because you weren't crazy then.
Also, there's a lot of places in the world where just because you're insane doesn't mean they don't charge you. In America and in a lot of the West, insane, just put him in a mental institution, keep him there until he's better. No. A lot of places, if you're insane, you're still going to prison.
Well, he's hoping that him being insane means he's not worth the effort for them to deal with.
At this point,
but he's a complete idiot because a culture that's face culture like that is never going to take what he's been doing. They're the amount of anger at that man.
Well, because for one thing, what he was doing in front of the Comfort Women statues,
that was so fucked up.
That was not right at all.
What was he doing again?
Twerking on them.
He was twerking and fake molesting the statues of the women who were dragged from their homes by Japanese officers to be used as comfort women.
Also taking off his shirt and dousing himself in baby oil and dancing in front of them. It's pretty, And the thing is he came out originally in an apology and said that I didn't know the meaning. I don't know. I didn't understand the meaning of the statues, and I didn't realize and all this stuff of essentially that the what I did was wrong and all this stuff. But yet there was a clip of a video prior to that he admitted he knew exactly what those statues meant.
Yep.
Wow.
He also, immediately like folds the moment anybody claims to not believe him. He just immediately drops the lie.
Didn't
Didn't
the Japanese like Yakuza try to go after him at one point? They did.
The Japanese Yakuza put a hit out on him.
It's why it's one of the main reasons he has to leave Japan.
Yeah.
No shit.
But also the South Korean Navy SEAL who punched him and was following him around, I believe he got off.
Yeah.
He's on camera assaulting him, and the jury was like, no, he deserved it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Full jury nullification, I believe. What?
He's now up to 46 years. There was a new charge last week, apparently.
Oh,
wow.
And I think they're just going to keep stacking up.
Good.
With everything he's done, and everything is online. He put it all out there, and they have it all. And let's see, again, South Korea is a lot stricter around things than the U.S., and they're not so forgiving. And on top of there's a justice system that isn't mired in political BLM and wokeness like we do here in this country. That
they have their own wokeness issues in South Korea.
Yes.
Are they
But this is not. But this is one. A lot of this stuff would piss off anybody, but specifically the stuff. There isn't a single person in Korea that will let that go.
No,
that covers all political beliefs or ideologies or whatever else. Does not matter.
Yeah.
So the new charge is another child abuse charge.
Oh, great.
Where he was in a public location using chat to speech to imply and promote sexual acts with minors in public.
Oh God!
In Korea, while he was in Korea.
Yep.
While he was in Korea, in a Korean grocery store. And that was the second time he's done that, by the way. That's what
I'm honestly still shocked that he's alive.
Right?
Yeah. I'm surprised. Well, it kind of goes back to what Arza was saying about how, he's fully aware of what he's doing.
Oh,
he's not, notice he's not going to countries like, Palestine or Pakistan and trying this fucking shit because no, they'd kill him and drag his stupid, ignorant ass through the fucking streets like an animal.
And beat him and stone him.
Yeah. Before you ran out of money.
He's not going to places like North Korea or fucking China or because he knows if he goes to places like that, they're either going to kill him or just lock him up on the spot. And
trying to black bag their own people on a regular basis, they're not going to have any problems black bagging his ass.
Yeah.
Hey, South Korea, just so you know, theoretically, we probably wouldn't be opposed if you air bombed him into Iran.
Yeah. Hypersonic him right in there.
Theoretically. And all the other words to make it so it's not as serious. But
it's really frustrating because when I was young, I've traveled before I got sick. I'd traveled all over the world. I've been in 10 different countries. I could speak the basics in 8 languages. I've traveled all over the world. Wherever I went, I was very respectful of that culture and of those people. But at the same time, I also was very aware that I had a certain level of protection being an American. And you used to have that all over the world. Being an American meant something.
Used to.
But after years of Obama and Biden, nobody thinks that there's any reason that you shouldn't touch an American abroad. Nobody thinks there's no reason you shouldn't kidnap an American abroad. And then on top of those levels, you have people like Johnny Somali and these other guys who go out and they act like complete and utter fools and they act like assholes and they make us look even worse. And so therefore we're no longer protected and we look like crap. They make us targets. They literally make Americans targets all over the world by acting like this.
That's why a lot of Americans, when they are traveling abroad, when they're asked where they're from, they usually will say Canada.
Yeah. They'll put the Canada patch on the back of their backpacks.
There was an incident not long, like about probably 2005 or 6, where I think it was Afghanistan, but it might have been Iraq, somewhere where they realized that there was a problem with geography. Because they were drawing, when they asked kids to draw pictures of America, they would draw America and then the separate piece. And they finally realized that everyone in the U.S. who goes overseas, when they say, where are you from, they say USA, except people from Texas. They only say, I'm from Texas. So there were like hundreds, if not thousands, of school children who thought that USA and Texas were two separate countries that worked together.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
I mean, they're not wrong.
No, they're not.
Texas lost its right to secede after the end of the Civil War.
Who's the dickbag who runs around, little white dude, like a black bodyguard, and like punches dudes and like?
Jack Doherty. Yeah,
that dude needs to go there too.
Yep.
He's karma's hitting him pretty hard right now too. He's losing a lot of followers and a lot of traction. He
banned him.
He crashed his $2 million car because he was looking at his fucking phone and driving.
Hydroplane.
His girlfriend.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
Well, his OnlyFans girlfriend that he was exploiting.
Yeah.
What happened there?
How did he? What car did he have that was a $2 million car?
It was
I saw the video. It's something like blue like Ferrari or something.
It was like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or some shit.
Gotta be like one of only a couple hundred made. If
what happened with this girl?
Oh, his girlfriend, his OnlyFans girlfriend that he was exploiting on OnlyFans finally got fed up and left him.
I thought you might have been referring to the video where he had a domestic and the cop showed up.
Oh no,
it was totally fake.
Oh yeah, that's fake.
100% fake.
And he's already found a new girl that's been constantly around it. He's been buying stuff for that. He's grooming to be his next OnlyFans victim.
Of course, he is.
I think he's also been accused of of running a semi prostitution ring as well with these OnlyFans girls.
Man,
he's selling them off to other men and making money off of them. Dude is a fucking I don't know. I know you hear me talk about how shitty my generation is. When I talk about how shitty my generation is, picture motherfuckers like him. Seriously.
And unfortunately, this is why I won't use TikTok. I won't use I only use X as a social media. It's because I see the danger. I know how bad social media truly is. Now, granted, I have that restraint in the sense that I don't sit here and actually mess around with the social media aspect of things. But I mean, even on X, I'll throw some kind of posts out there. And then I just talk to you guys and stuff with the direct messaging. But that's about all I use it for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's fucking pointless beyond that. I mean, everybody's just a degenerate, dude.
Yeah. I look at the way these people are and I go, okay, my life's not that bad then. The way these people act is just like a holy. How do they go through their day-to-day life acting like this and not somebody come up to them and fucking just slap them? Wake up.
Over in the chat. Hello, Devastator. Welcome.
A stupid guy who went up to who you walk at he would punch people in the mall.
Yeah,
he fucking hit a dude. The dude fucking pulled a gun out and capped his ass in the middle of the fucking mall.
I do remember that. And you know what? He got out of the hospital, and the first fucking thing he did was post a video saying he's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, all right, I guess you're just going to keep going until someone actually manages to kill you one day.
And somebody will. They will try because, there used to be a system in Texas where you could kill somebody purely on the precedent that they needed killing. I say we bring that back because there are some motherfuckers out there who really do just needed killing.
There's natural selection.
There were laws in Texas that allowed for that, but you can still hang a man for horse thievery to this day in Texas, and all you got to do is claim that he stole your horse. But there's no actual law for killing. There's no actual law for killing that just needs killing. You gotta get a horse involved.
It was a justification. You could use the line "he needed killing," and that could get you away with committing murder. If you could justify that this guy really should just die.
You didn't need to go through all that. All you had to do was say the fucker stole my horse, and you're done.
Does that law require the horse to be like a real living horse? You can be like, he took my plastic pony. You just put a little toy in his pocket. Now you can
I'm not sure you're allowed to hang
He took my one of a kind My Little Pony. Oh, geez, the amount of bronies in Texas that'll start using that as justification.
Dude, the thing that pisses me off about Jack Doherty more than anything, because you brought up the bodyguard, that was originally what got him into trouble and a lot of the controversies. And it's he goes around actively trying to antagonize people, and then the moment someone tries to square up like they're gonna fucking rip his head off, he hides behind this fucking 6'2", 300-pound bodyguard. Yeah, and taunts the person that he's fucking with. It's like, nah, man, you're just a little punk. Like, you would not be doing this shit on your own if that fucking bodyguard wasn't there.
Right?
Yeah. But Devastator's right. But the law in Texas.
We have a generation that hides as a keyboard warrior behind their phones, and they'll conquer the world. But the moment they get eye-to-eye contact with a human, they don't know what to do.
I'm surprised some of the guys he's gotten like up and close and personal with like waited to try and like do something to him. Because if you got in my face like that while I'm just walking around in public minding my own fucking business, immediately I would have decked your ass. Like, exactly. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't want you near me. Get the hell out of my grill.
But if you watch, I've seen some of the clips from like Atuzzi's reporting and stuff on that, and the videos he's played. His bodyguard is literally right behind him for him to quickly. So the guys, he's doing that too. Immediately, they do start to react, and that bodyguard is right in there immediately. So I mean,
I wouldn't give that bodyguard time to react. I'll worry about him after I've done smacking the shit.
No, you don't have time. You don't have time to react. He's reacting right after Jack is.
A professional bodyguard who's already knows that something's going to happen and is prepared. You don't have time.
They're acting as the guy's acting.
Well, you know what? One day that bodyguard's going to find out that his job ain't fucking worth his life.
Oh no, it's going to be a matter of time before. I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. These annoyance tubers are going to eventually, or annoyance streamers are eventually going to start getting shot.
Oh yeah,
one did, exactly.
One did, but I mean, no, that actually will result in death.
Stone dead.
And you know what? Nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna mourn him. Everyone's gonna be like, "We tried to fucking tell you from the beginning this was gonna happen, and you didn't want to listen. You just kept on going. Oh no, clout, clicks, likes."
Again, that is the danger and the sickness that is the social media and all this stuff. I mean, in my generation, Tiny's generation, Darnell's generation, Jay's generation. You ask a child when we were younger, what do you want to be when you grow up? Answers were fireman, a police officer, astronaut, those things. You ask
storm
Arza,
chaser.
Now you ask like your generation, Nate and Arza, what is usually one of the common answers that comes up? Famous and be an influencer.
Influencer,
no. When I was in school,
those are the two answers.
Yeah,
basketball player was also a big thing in our generation as well.
Right? Yeah,
I'll say this.
My generation, though, Emerald. That is because there is going to be a new generational divide. Because let's be entirely honest, the 2000s kids and the 2006 and on kids are completely different. There's going to be a generational gap somewhere in there. So it's whatever is actually in between Gen Z and Gen A that really started happening too.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I never heard I want to be a social media influencer or YouTuber. It didn't
exist for us.
Yeah, dude. When I was a kid, my go-to thing was storm chaser. I wanted to chase fucking tornadoes for a living when I was a kid.
You want to know what? To be perfectly honest, I had that thought as well when I was younger too. Being a storm chaser.
Now we're just social media.
I can honestly say I have never wanted to do that.
I saw
watch TV shows.
I saw
Twitter.
When
I was 7, a tornado hit New York. It was slowed down just by the hills and the trees and stuff, but it hit Westchester, and I was 7, and as tiny as I am now, I was a lot tinier then, and I literally was lifted up and thrown down the street. I don't like storms. I will never like storms.
See, I grew up in Tornado Alley, so we had the storms, and I miss Where I live now, we don't get the storms like I used to, and I miss good.
And the thing was, like, I saw Twister when I was a kid, and it changed my fucking life. I was like, dude, I really want to do this. And dude, when Twisters came out like a year ago, I went and saw that in the theater, and dude, the next day we had this big ass thunderstorm on the way to work. I had No Love in Oklahoma blaring over the fucking radio on the way to work. Oh, dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I was having a crazy adrenaline rush just listening to that song and watching the skyline as I'm going into Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm like, dude, this is metal as fuck. I miss this feeling.
Emerald mentioned the storms in Tornado Valley. I'm in Kentucky, and it's storm season in Kentucky right now, and it's pretty great unless you're out there driving, because you'll be going and there's a cloud, a long ways away, and then all of a sudden torrential downpour in 20 minutes, and then it's gone, and the sky's clear again.
Texas was like that. 82 degrees all day, basically. Not a single cloud in the sky. Everything beautiful. Bright black sky with stars. You go to bed, 1 a.m. There's an entire... You wake up to this crazy storm, and there's a pile of hail sitting in your car because you left your sunroof open.
Thankfully, no hail here for the most part.
But we get these giant fucking ice balls. And if you left your sunroof open because it was a beautiful warm day and there wasn't a cloud in the fucking sky, you end up with an entire pile of them on your fucking seat.
Titty Twisters was an equally good movie as Twister.
I never understood leaving a window open because it was a nice day in my
Twisters
car.
Was all right.
I like the inside smell of a car, and I hate like dirt and shit. So I never understood leaving a sunroof open because it was a nice day. I'm like, my windows are all closed 90% of the time.
Like a bird could shit in there. Yeah, I'm not gonna verse that. Some black people will squeeze in there really tightly.
Well, that's because the thing is sunroofs and stuff. It's more moon roofs now, and it's kind of changed where it just only peaks open a little bit and all that stuff. It's like during summer months, I crack my like rear windows a little bit just so it has a little bit of escape of the hot air. But other than that,
the sunroofs, I can't do sunroofs anymore after being a mechanic. I flipping hate those things. Having to work on them, they're absolute trash. Whoever designed their mechanisms should be beaten. Seriously, like they overcomplicate something as simple as a sunroof. People that have them don't even know that you have to clean your drains out. Because if not, you get water leaks like crazy.
Well, they never tell the people that when they buy the car.
Sunroof on it.
You have drains that go right down your A-pillars of your vehicles and then come out underneath the front fenders.
The salesmen don't ever tell it to the people when they sell the car to them.
No, they don't.
No idea.
And actually, that was an Xterra that I bought used, and I didn't find out till much later that the sunroof was aftermarket from the first owner.
Oh, aftermarket even worse, because the people that put them in have no clue what they're doing. And they don't reinforce the roof. Water leak specials. Emerald
I was pretty good at keeping it watertight, but it had this rattle whenever I hit over 65.
That too. But because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to isolate it. But and also the headliners. Some headliners don't allow you to actually be able to put that in there.
Yeah.
Because the vehicle's not the vehicle and the design of it's not designed for that, for having it on there, and that's why I've had a total of only 2 vehicles that have had them, and after that, I mean, like my current vehicle does not have one.
I refuse.
I avoid it as much as possible, and it's like I understand what you guys are trying to do with it, especially like Teslas and stuff, and you're trying to give that view, and it's like with a self-driving car, and then you're driving in really beautiful locations to be able just to look up and look at the sky and stuff. Sure, I get it, but I'm not riding a Disney ride for the enjoyment of watching these things. I'm driving.
Yep.
Again, going back to last week's episode, I'd rather have an AI personal assistant than a self-driving car.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
If you drive my car,
I get nervous. I get nervous of turning the control of travel on an airplane. You think I'm going to turn it over to a fucking computer? Absolutely not.
Who the fuck is pissing in a cup right now?
It is not me.
Pouring a drink.
Sorry.
Somebody's taking a tinkle.
Oh, sorry. Did I forgot
Did I
to...
interrupt anything?
Hey, you can stay on camera. Just next time, mute it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or show us. I mean, I want to show us. It's impressive.
Yeah, let me see the straw you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great.
Unleash the beast.
Okay, this isn't a Leslie Nielsen movie. We don't need you going to the bathroom and keeping your lapel mic on.
I love that part. Freaking, you think he's done? Nope, dribble again. Yeah, great movie. I miss that guy.
I miss good.
So worried about that remake.
Right?
Yeah, I'm worried about
The
that.
sequel. Sorry.
Yeah,
The sequel, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really because it's Leslie Nielsen's playing his son or a relative of Jack Drebin.
It's his son,
I believe.
But my issue is the trailer looked like action comedy.
Yeah.
Naked Gun is dry, like everyday comedy. It's not like there's no real action. There is action. It's clearly low budget.
Yeah.
That's the type of humor that is. You know, like the whole I'm a little Girl Scout going in, and it's me. Like, no, that wasn't funny to me at all. And I find everything funny just about. No, it wasn't.
It was cheesy.
It was dumb.
It was just kind of out of pocket a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, and unfortunately, I think because of the fact that Hollywood doesn't seem to have a sense of humor anymore, that's what's going to ruin that movie. Movies like Airplane will never get made again.
No.
Well, what made me sad was Seth MacFarlane's heavily involved in it. I know the dude's a huge fucking liberal, but the dude does some funny shit. A Million Ways to Die in the West is one of my favorite movies.
Exactly.
And it's all dry, straight comedy. Most of it. That's what Naked Gun was.
Yeah.
Huh?
People die at the fair.
Yeah,
Yes.
people died at the fair.
Yeah.
I will say one thing about the 100 Million Ways to Die in the West was funny was bringing in the fact that he's not, but they're all in Hill Valley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because Seth's character sees the sparks from a barn, goes in, and it's Doc Brown working on the time machine.
Right?
What are you doing? Weather balloon?
Okay.
So I do
Are there
like
any good movies coming out? Because everything that's coming out
F1 is coming out, and
do you like horror?
No, that's my problem.
Then no. No. F1 looks good.
Yeah.
What you call it?
Superman?
No, Weapons. It's a horror movie. A group of, I think, fourth graders or fifth graders at 2-something in the morning, all of them wake up, run out the house, and they're running they're holding something's hand and need both hands.
Yeah.
And cameras catch all these kids leaving the house at one time. And
Why do you think
as the trailers are coming out, more and more is coming out about the movie, they're still keeping it very tight-lipped. So fucking, I'm gonna be there opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think
I don't go to opening movies?
That's totally gonna be good.
It's the only things that they can really do anymore. They can't do comedy.
Yep.
They can't do romance because they can't write a fucking woman. And then all you get left with is fucking horror movies.
Yeah.
Because the only good shit that's been coming out in the last few years is mostly horror movies.
I think Spaceballs 2 is gonna be good.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is coming to theaters.
Here's why. Mel Brooks is directly in the writing and directing it.
Until he dies.
He has control over the entire fucking movie, unlike History of the World Part 2. He was barely consulted, and he was paid to give his, yes, I support this. So I know Mel Brooks is not gonna fuck his last movie up before he dies.
But
Probably
being
not.
that he's clearly acknowledged, even he couldn't make Blazing Saddles today.
Well,
And
fuck
no.
the thing is
the world would explode.
Well,
Yeah.
again, but the thing is the whole point is a satire movie, and essentially the whole point, attacking racism.
Exactly.
And that couldn't, and it clearly, obviously, that is what the movie is. Even though
every scene that's impossibly racist is all a joke.
Right. Yeah. But hear me out. Hear me out. He said that how many years ago?
That he couldn't make this.
Yes, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
Like 15 years ago. Okay. I guess when he made that comment when he still had a possibility of doing a career, right?
Devastator loves.
He's gonna die very soon. This is gonna be the last thing he makes. This dude's gonna go out on a fucking bang. He's gonna make. I would assume he's gonna make a movie as offensive and close to the pleasing sounds and the type of shit he likes as possible. Because what is anybody gonna do? He's dead.
There's that.
And I will give you that. I think he's one too that is not going to make a film that's going to take away from his legacy. So I don't see him doing that. So I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. Please, what is the title of the movie? Please make sure it is he actually sticking to what he said. Yogurt said the next movie was going to be.
Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money. I think so. Yeah.
I hope they do and keeps to that canon.
Right.
Well, I mean, actually, he's got so much more to work with now that.
In the first movie, he said it was Spaceballs to make the sequel, Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money. So he's supposed to be running with that same title.
Yeah, no, but in the movie. It makes even more sense now than it did at that time because Kathleen Kennedy has destroyed all of Star Wars in seeking this insane crap and then all the woke shit. So you have so many more jokes to make. There's so much more shit you can make fun of now.
Have you seen the trailer for it, Tiny?
No.
It's literally.
I've heard everybody talk about it, but I haven't actually.
It's literally just the Star Wars crawl. Yeah. Saying there's been 7 Harry Potter movies, 9 Star Wars, and the names of the shit. There's only been 1 Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Until now.
And like, until now. But like, yeah, I think he takes a shot at Kathleen Kennedy and all that stupid shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's got potential to be extremely good. Really
I hadn't really thought about that whole the end of his life thing. That really does change things.
Yeah.
Now with his like his name, so when he passes, the Mel Brooks franchise name, like, is it gonna have an issue?
Okay. No, it's done. What do you mean?
No, like the
Hollywood coin, yeah.
The Hollywood.
No, as far as I know, when he's gone, that's it.
Yeah, I don't think
so. He's got no family that's gonna carry on his name.
Son, World War Z, the book was written by his son, Max Brooks. That's his kid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But he has kids, but I don't think they're gonna do anything.
Yeah.
The book's okay.
They're not.
He's got a decent relationship with his kids, right?
I don't think he has a good one. He did have one with his son.
Maybe not like turn out like Tolkien's kids.
No.
Right.
Because Max Brooks is actually making other shit. Mm-hmm. He's doing movies and stuff. He's like making stuff, so he doesn't need money.
Okay. And he doesn't need to mess with his father's legacy either.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
No.
I think it's because because he's done his own thing and he's in a completely different genre. I think that's probably why he won't touch it. Unlike, let's say, Tolkien's kids and estate, they didn't have anything really to do with it or have their own stuff, so they're living off of his work, and so they are the ones that are abusing the legacy of Tolkien.
Yeah. Roddenberry's son did the same thing. He hated his father. Hated his father, and wanted to destroy everything that his father had.
And that's why everything that's been New Trek has sucked. And guess who's been involved with everything? Has been Eugene.
He supposedly came out to the fans and he was like, I know that I have said things in past interviews that seemed like, but I came to terms with my father. I love his work. I'm continuing this. No, you're not. You're destroying everything he fucking said.
Yep.
Yeah. If your name is Eugene, I just don't trust you from the get-go.
Right? What do you think Gene Roddenberry's name is?
Yeah, Eugene. He's Eugene Roddenberry. That's where the Gene comes from.
He has the common sense to get rid of the U part.
There you go.
Okay, so I don't
name.
know. I don't know if this is true or not. It's kind of in the realm of rumors and maybe someone else. But supposedly, one of the friends of Gene Roddenberry was the author of Dianetics.
Yeah.
The founder of Scientology.
You mean the man who made a bet with Heinlein on who could create a fucking religion and then decided to run with it?
Yep.
Good God.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So
I mean, every time I see something from Scientology, I can't not laugh. I'm just like, you were created on a bet.
Yeah.
Created on a bet.
And people are taking you fucking seriously.
I will tell you, listen, their textbooks for homeschooling are fucking amazing.
This really does show you. The one thing is it definitely shows you the difference in the generation. So in the 50s and 60s, you have two authors that are like, hey, we're going to make a bet who can create a fake religion and get people to actually follow it. Well, okay, we know what happened there with the Scientology. Look at the authors of old. Okay? You had J.R.R. Tolkien, and you had Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe author.
Oh.
C.S. Lewis.
C.S. Lewis, thank you.
Lewis, yeah.
They had a bet against each other who could make a Catholic story and put it out there and
fantasy, a Catholic story hidden in fantasy,
fantasy, and have the bestseller. Huh.
You know, I never read the Chronicles of Narnia books when I was in school.
Neither did I.
The Magician's Nephew, which is technically the first book in the series.
I mean,
I read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but that was it.
I mean, I saw Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian when they were coming out. I mean, they're not terrible fantasy films. I mean, if I was going to try and if I had kids and I was going to try and get them into fantasy for the first time, I'd probably show them Chronicles of Narnia.
I haven't read any Lewis, but he has some of the best quotes out of any author ever.
It really does show you the difference too. The whole point is that back when I was in school, and I don't know if it was true for anyone else of the group that is the same age as me, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was actually a book we read in school.
Yeah.
Not in Canada.
We also read Hobbit in school.
We read The Hobbit. I read The Hobbit when I was in high school. I had to do a book report on it.
In junior high, my reading teachers and English teachers in junior high were huge nerds. In high school, they were like those fucking stuck-up bitches that hated everything. So they only assigned like Grapes of Wrath, Sylvia Plath shit. It was just stuff like that. So I stopped doing reports when I got to high school. I would like fucking make shit up and turn it in.
No, my English
I was a bit retarded as a child, and so we had to do a book report and all this stuff, and I misread. So it had the sections you had to write about and all this stuff, and the final one was optional. So I didn't write it.
No,
I got 5 points off because it wasn't optional; it was opinion.
My English teacher was a huge fucking nerd, so I got to do like a book report on stuff like Batman: The Long Halloween and stuff like that. It was cool.
In my high school, we could take electives for English, and I had one great professor who would let us do a sci-fi section, and then I decided to stick with him for his next thing, and it was all. Mr. Corsilli was a nice man, but he really liked male angst books. Like this one about male angst, all about like running away and leaving your family to try to live in the jungles or something like that. And
so Lord of the
baseball
Flies.
player. It was Lord of the Flies. It was like I couldn't get through that shit. I loved the sci-fi stuff, but the rest of it I couldn't get through.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arza, I spoke over you. Go ahead.
I said I'm glad we're back to Linkin Park.
Yeah, you're mailing.
If you want to share my screen, I shared the trailer for Spaceballs too. If you want to show it.
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Remember to stop.
Just tell when to stop. I couldn't hear you. I heard nothing.
Right. I says for one thing, bring the volume down a bit. It is really hot.
I can't. I can hear no volume. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
I hear nothing.
Really?
Oh, wait, I know why. Hold on. I know why.
And now he's gonna destroy everything.
Now I know why. Better?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's perfect for me.
That's nice. So, 2 Dooms, 7 Jurassic Park, 2 Avatars plus 3 Avatars, making 5 Avatars. 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s. DCU attempt number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King, a live-action animated Lion King, live-action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remaking the same 8 Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were Predator movies, not to be mistaken with the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies. Wow.
Love that humor.
1 Prometheus, which is one of a kind of a movie. I mean, which is a kind of an Aliens movie. 4 Beatles movies and Oppenheimer.
Yes.
He's got a point.
Yep.
At 38 years later, there's only ever been 1 Baseballs.
So true.
I think he's coming back with his. He's gonna hit us hard with this.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Until now.
Until now.
I really think he's hitting us hard with this.
After 40 years.
Baseballs and t-shirt. I mean,
what do
sweatshirt.
the fans want? But instead, we're making this movie. May the Schwartz be with you.
That face.
Fucking 90, what, 98?
99.
God.
99.
I'm really hoping, because Rick Moranis left the acting, I'm hoping, and I think he is coming back.
Yeah, I believe he is.
He is.
coming
He
back.
confirmed he is. That's why they showed Darth Helmet, because it's gonna be. It is Rick Moranis. He's going to come back.
Yep. And those do not know, it is a very sad story what happened with Rick Moranis.
Oh yeah.
What exactly?
And a lot of Rick Moranis.
His wife had cancer.
Yeah, his wife got cancer, so he left
Hollywood.
Before we kind of get in talking about that, welcome to the Raiders. Coming in, rating us from Sean Stream. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about Rick Moranis. So you went from watching one Canadian to talking about
another.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Go ahead, Darnell, and talk about it.
Yeah. His wife developed cancer, and this was in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
And he had really young kids, so he had to be there for his wife and the kids. So he said, "Peace, Hollywood. I'm out."
Yep.
Just disappeared to take care of his wife. She died.
And
He's
then
like,
raise
"Fuck
the
it.
kids.
I got money. Raise his kids."
Yep.
And he's set. But I mean, I can only speculate they paid him a lot of money, but I could also speculate that he had a lot of love for that movie, which he did, Spaceballs.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it didn't take too much to convince him to come back for that.
No.
And all his kids are grown now. All of his kids are grown now, so he doesn't have anything else
And-
to worry about the same way.
I wouldn't put it past Mel Brooks to say, "I'm gonna die. This is my last movie."
Oh, totally. He would
for
so
sure.
guilt. Oh, that man has just enough Jewish guilt to. No, yeah.
But you know what? We don't care that he would do that because he's that funny of a guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hello, all you new people. I'll recognize a lot of these names.
Yeah,
Bulldozer.
a lot of you guys
Rabbits.
from Sean's stream, I'm sure you recognize myself and Darnell and Jay and Nate and Tiny. You've streamed with Sean and Gina, so you know you know Tiny. Arza, have you?
Are they showing up here or no?
Yeah, I've streamed with Sean before.
Yeah,
They're supposed to. I thought they were.
Are they coming
Well,
here or no?
because with how late it is questionable if they are.
2 o'clock, yeah.
Because I do know they like to go. They like to go a little bit longer, especially with him in the creator program to get his hours in. And so they go a little bit longer. And so Sean and Gina may pop in for a little bit. They may not.
Well, if he did the raid, they'll be shutting down any minute.
Hey, I got a dog.
Oh, no, they're already.
Yeah. They're down? All right. Oh, thank you. That's what that video is? Thank you, bud. Thank you. The squiggle wiggle. The video of it. I'm gonna check it out when we're done here.
My screen has frozen. It's just Darnell doing a Hitler salute.
Awesome.
Right above Tiny.
She knows what's up. She knows why she's in the bottom.
It's over if you guys would like.
9! 9, 9, 9!
888-777-555-4-333-222-111.
And the rocket's red glare, bursting in air. That is still a great Christmas movie.
For some reason.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Okay, 3 people talked at once. I have no idea what anybody just said.
Yeah.
Loud noises!
My monitor's frozen. Tiny is the only person who's moving for some reason.
No,
I started moving.
Damn.
Yeah, you're the only one.
All right, let's everybody just calm the fuck down.
Weird.
And Darnell's still just saluting.
Fuck these people.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
Gina first?
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
Frozen as a black screen.
Wow. That is
his camera hasn't even come back yet. Wow. You are behind.
Who? Arza?
Yeah.
Ours
is
live for me.
Jay, when Jay came, he said Jay was still a black screen, so he didn't realize even when Jay came back.
No, ours is live. Everything's been fine for me.
Everything's fine for me too.
Oh, no, I'm installing some stuff on my computer. That's why it's taking.
Well, then maybe you should stop.
You want to know what? Maybe you should pay attention to doing a show with us instead of playing video games and updating your system.
You lose.
I'm not playing video games. I'm installing video games for tomorrow when I wake up.
Oh yeah? Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
Another great show.
Yeah. I am looking forward to see what happens with the new season of South Park, especially on the previews that have come out with it. I mean, you already have references to Puff Daddy.
Well, I mean, they do make an episode in 6 days, and they film it as they air it. Like they start working on Tuesday, on Thursday, it's sent to the studio on Wednesday, and it's aired Wednesday night.
Not anymore.
No.
No, their season they're already working on, and they're just because of the streaming setup. It's not like they don't really follow that 6 days to air anymore.
That sucks.
Okay,
that allowed them to stay current.
Yeah,
that's how you stay current. Yeah, I have the documentary aired on ABC on my server of the episode 6 days to air, and it follows Trey Parker throughout the whole week from like conception to airing of an episode, is the Human Centipede episode.
Yep.
Yeah. The difference is the move to streaming is what changed it. When they were just Comedy Central and that was what they were doing. Yeah, that's exactly how they were running. Not so much anymore.
No, I have to say, I was season 24 was when I stopped watching because it got so confusing because they got the season, then a movie comes out. The movie is the season. It just makes no sense. I couldn't keep up with it anymore. I couldn't understand it, so I quit watching.
A lot of TV shows are like that, and that's why I just can't get into them anymore.
Well, I know they're doing it that way because they signed that $900 million contract, and for like 9 movies.
Mm-hmm.
So for like 9 South Park movies. So what they're doing is they're just taking the show and combining it for a movie. Like they'll air the season 6 episodes now. You notice if you take the times of the episodes, combine them, it's a movie length. And the episodes now 6 episodes a season, and they're just making a movie out of it.
Good God!
Gotta hit that whole 6 episode season bullshit that everyone's doing.
That's because okay, so
am I the only one who remembers when seasons used to be 22, 24 episodes?
Yeah. 26 or 26. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see, we were talking
Supernatural,
about
anyone?
right. We were talking about the destruction of Star Trek done by Eugene.
And Kirk's.
And the whole point, the new treks are shorter and stuff. Star Trek consistently did 26 episode seasons.
That is great.
With a cliffhanger. And they did 7 seasons of Next Generation, 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine, and 7 seasons of Voyager. The only
Same way,
Enterprise,
26 episodes.
Yep. And the only reason that Enterprise got pulled was because of the freaking the head of CBS at the time. Didn't like Star Trek.
Yep.
What a dick.
It's making money, but we're going to cancel it anyway.
And it was starting to actually finally find its footing. And
it was finally really getting
its... Yeah, go ahead, Tanya.
No, it was just I love old Trek, but I remember when Enterprise first came out, I was kind of like not so sure, and then I was watching, I was like, and I let it go for a while, and then a good friend of mine who I trust says like, oh no, it's gotten so good, so I'm like, oh my shit, this is great, so I went and rewatched the whole thing, and I was so excited, and then it just ends out of fucking nowhere, and that last episode is not the last episode. That fucking that Riker thing, that's such shit. That is just crap.
Yeah, that it retconned that the Pegasus episode.
Yeah.
And because on top of it, the lines that he's stating and what he's doing don't even match up to what was actually in the episode, because he didn't confess openly to Picard, but that's the way it makes it seem like in the Enterprise episode. That he went and came to terms, and I got to tell Picard. No, Picard cornered him and said, you need to tell me what's going on. And he refused. And it wasn't until they were trapped inside the asteroid when he finally admitted what they went to Pegasus to collect.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on top of it, it made that Enterprise episode, the finale for the series, not necessarily an Enterprise episode. It was like an offshoot of the Next Generation. Because they were just a holodeck program.
And
that's what they did with Picard.
You're going to pull in Next Generation characters to your story. They should be a part of the story. It doesn't make sense for them to be part of the ending. You brought these characters in. You got to show that's now got its feet underneath it. It's got a fan base. And now you're bringing these old characters in that will bring other fans in that maybe didn't want to get into Enterprise. Because there are a lot of people who did. There are a lot of people who were not happy with Deep Space Nine originally because Roddenberry actually tried to block it from being made up until the day he died, because they specifically wanted it to be darker. And his attitude was, no, I want a positive future. I want a belief that technology will allow people to not have to worry about food, not have to worry about education, not have to worry about anything, and be whoever they want to be, whatever that means. If it's scientific and exploration, that's great. If it's art and music, that's great. Technology is supposed to take us to a place where we don't have to worry about the normalness of survival, so that we can blossom as a species. And Deep Space Nine was very much against that idea. That the director of it specifically said, with his little blue fucking goatee, used to say, the future is going to be darker. You can't say that the future will automatically be nice. You got to see the dark side of the future. So a lot of people at that point went,
watch Star Wars then.
A lot of people are just like, okay, Star Trek is the original series, the Next Generation, that's it. I'm not going to touch anything after that. And even some people didn't even go to Voyager. But Enterprise was bringing back this tech can bring us to a positive future idea. And then you bring in some Enterprise, some people from Next Generation, they could have fucking blown up. It could have gotten so much bigger. Instead, you bring them in to fucking end it. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the Deep Space Nine, though, is that while a lot of people, because they say it a lot of times, is it broke canon. It broke the idea that Roddenberry had. And I argue it didn't. Because overall, the Federation was still seen as the positive light of humanity, bringing in the other storylines and bringing in the other alien races was able to tell more morality tales using them to convey the message, which is in line with the original series.
I have a lot less problems with Deep Space Nine these days. Well, I remember when it first came out. I remember the issues around the change in tone and mood. And my uncle, who was a huge Trek fan, he even had like blueprints of different starships and shit. long before you could get those on the internet, or like you had to go find them and search them out in like the 70s and 80s.
Walmart or Sam Goody or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where he got them, but he was very not interested in Deep Space Nine. And later I went back to it. I'm like, I still understand why people are mad, but I also think that they didn't actually make it as dark as they could have. But isn't Deep Space Nine where fucking Section 31 came from?
Yes.
Yeah. So Deep Space Nine is what?
But the problem is, I'll let you go in a second here, Darnell.
Yeah.
The problem with the Section 31, it was done properly within Deep Space Nine in the sense that they literally were an organization that didn't make themselves known. They're the Obsidian Order and stuff like that. As much as it's like it's even kind of, it is a morality tale from the aspect of even today. It's like, look, you live your life in this peace. Who do you think is providing this peace for you? If we weren't the ones willing to get our hands dirty, you're not going to live in paradise. It's the way that just everything is. It's how it is. It's the way it's always been. And unfortunately, we're a necessary evil. I get that aspect. But unfortunately, with New Trek, they have. It's like Section 31 has their own ships. They were a secret organization.
They're fucking partying. They're all partying around, and everyone knows who they are. It like makes no sense.
It makes no sense, especially because of breaking canon again, because they're introducing them in a timeline that's supposed to be way before Deep Space Nine.
Yeah,
and it's no one knew about it until Deep Space.
If you wanted to actually do a TV show about a covert unit that kept the Federation together, and there were members from other species, and it wasn't just humans, and that they did do the dark covert stuff, and you showed them how they got around without anybody knowing them, how they stopped this and how they stopped that. That could have been a really cool thriller. That could have been a really cool mystery show. But no, you turn them into party animals that everybody knows who they are, and everybody, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of 31 to begin with, but like you said, at least made sense the way they did it in Deep Space Nine. New Trek makes no sense.
They pulled the rings of power because like they had a bunch of all kinds of black elves and shit. And it's like, oh, they must have just like died out or been genocided before the Lord of the Rings movies. Their timeline. You know, Deep Space Nine ended. I was always a kid. I was into anything fantasy or like nerdy. So like Star Wars, Star Trek was always awesome to me. I never understood people like, oh, Star Trek's better, Star Wars is better. I was like, why can't you like both, man? Exactly. But then when Deep Space Nine came out, I was like, fuck Star Trek, dude. Star Wars is the better shit. I was like, I picked a side. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not, no, fuck this. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm out.
Well, I will say, I mean, I'm granted I enjoy both, but I tend, because of my more interest in the scientific side of things and stuff, because again, Star Trek is more sci-fi in the sense of more science-based, whereas Star Wars is more fantasy.
Yeah. I think sci-fi fantasy was the term was created for Star Wars because of Star Wars. Yeah, sci-fi fantasy. But one thing I hated about Picard was how they shit on Next Generation even more. Like, Picard was, like, disgraced and kicked out and shit. And it's like, dude, it's supposed to be happy. Everyone's supposed to be united. What the fuck is up with this?
You want to know what one of the problems with the Picard series is? Patrick Stewart was sick and tired of Jean-Luc Picard. And he had so much control over the first 2 seasons. Oh. That's the reason why. He was the one that was dismantling Picard.
That doesn't actually surprise me, unfortunately.
So he's like Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
With Han Solo.
Oh, and Indiana Jones.
Well, no. Well, I think Harrison Ford.
Well, no. Indiana Jones. He that's his favorite. That's what he said. That's his favorite character he's ever portrayed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Harrison Ford. I don't think Harrison Ford went out to dismantle it.
Can't hear you.
Your mic is kind of going weird.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
you're good.
I was gonna say I don't think Harrison Ford was trying to dismantle anything. I think that he didn't care anymore.
No, Han Solo. He is every movie he was in after the first one. He has tried to get the character ruined and killed. Every movie.
Well, I was just like, it felt more like he just didn't care about any of these characters anymore and just wanted the paycheck. Whereas I'm like, Patrick Stewart wanted to destroy Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh, same thing with Harrison Ford. He absolutely hated the character of Han Solo. He thought it was the dumbest character he's ever played.
Sci-fi or sci-fi? I mean, I get it. Well, you have science fiction, and then you have science fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'm kind of nitpicking on that just a little bit, but it is. I mean, there is and yes, science fantasy definitely was really put in there by Star Wars. You really didn't have that. I mean, space wizards in space.
Yeah, I mean, you had movies.
Space.
Right, you had movies that fit that title, that topic before, but the title was the genre wasn't created till after Star Wars came in and blew up as big as it did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, this also came from groundbreaking. A new generation of filmmakers that were coming in and busting up the system because they hated the system. They wanted to do their own things and they didn't want to play inside the studio system, and they lived long enough to see themselves become the villains.
Yeah.
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I really hate that phrase.
C. I'm pulling an R's.
I really hate that phrase.
Really?
I think it's one of the most obnoxious phrases that someone could fucking say.
It is, but it's accurate.
I'm not saying I didn't say it was inaccurate. Never said it was inaccurate. I said it was obnoxious.
Oh, I agree with you. I hate it. Yeah, I think it's obnoxious.
I'm sorry. No, because it.
So
in some ways, it gives a cop out. It gives a fucking cop out.
So this is why
you can be a hero to the end. I believe that.
So this is why Tikva hates Alara so much.
I told you.
This is why I said I'll be a hero till I die, on my terms.
I'm sorry. No, there's always another choice, even if that choice is just I will die. There's a choice.
The moment I feel that I'm going to become the villain, I'll just move to Canada and join maids.
I'll just become a communist.
No. I'll just go and imbibe in Canadian healthcare and use the maids program,
which is now spreading to the UK.
Yeah,
it's already in. Technically, it's already in Canada. I mean, in California.
We have maid here.
You have assisted suicide. California has assisted suicide, but it is very restrictive.
Well, considering what they've been doing to our pain meds, I'm not surprised more people are signing up for it.
Yeah, they're forcing you to it. That's what they're trying to do. Look! People want it. Look what's happening. People want it. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know women. There's one woman, I think she actually got very famous for it, but she was in one of my pain groups. There's a Canadian vet who had been waiting for 5 years just to get those things that chair goes up the stairs so that you can go upstairs and downstairs.
Yep.
She was waiting 5 years to get that.
Yeah.
And when she called to ask once again why it still wasn't being installed, they offered her maid instead.
She was an Olympian.
Oh, well, there was a veteran who had something very similar.
Yep. Yeah.
She had served. She had combat medals.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been like a medic or something, straight up on the front lines, taking care of folks.
Yep.
It's getting worse. Now they've been putting up pamphlets that are teaching kids how to seek maid without parental consent.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they've taken all the safeguards in place that was supposed to be restricted of who could actually do it. And then I think I watched a video from a Canadian citizen going through just kind of where essentially this country's sitting at is because of the high rate housing being so expensive, the healthcare that's failing. They took the road guards off because it's cheaper to just suggest that and have people do that than actually have to pay to actually maintain healthcare.
Help speed up the great replacement.
No, if you know, maid by definition is the proof that socialist medicine doesn't work. It can't keep the system going if you have any chronic condition. So
you're underwater.
Damn it! Still okay.
There you go.
There we go.
When it moves away, it doesn't pick you up anymore.
Weird. Okay, but I was gonna say it's socialist. Maid is the definition that socialist medicine does not work. You cannot have socialist medicine if you have people who have chronic diseases or people who are on long-term care. It doesn't fucking work. So it actually does not surprise me that the first state in the U.S. to have something similar to made would be California, because there isn't a single, at the moment, there isn't a single long-acting painkiller on the formulary, except for Tramadol ER. There isn't one. Out of the dozens of long-lasting pain medications that are available, according to Medi-Cal, nobody needs long-acting pain medications. But if you try to increase your short-term pain medication to make up for that, now you're an opiate user and you shouldn't be able to get that. But you should go on the street and we'll give you Narcan for any time you want to get a high on fentanyl. You just can't go to your doctor and get your actual pills.
Right.
Human Shit Show brings up a really good point too when it comes to that model as well as and the flood of foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how they're attempting to try to collapse the American system.
Yep.
They're doing that here. They're doing that here in Canada.
I hate the fact that I'm part of the system. I hate the fact that I'm on disability. Because I don't think the system works right, and I don't like the system. But I am an American citizen. I was born here. I did pay taxes. Both of my parents pay taxes. And yet I'm getting pushed farther and farther out from being able to see my specialists and my doctors because Gavin Newsom says that healthcare of all kinds, of every type, is a new human right. And therefore, if you're human, you should get it, even if you're illegal or criminal or anything else. It doesn't make sense unless you're trying to destroy the country.
Yeah.
Maybe you should think about moving.
I want to move so badly.
Texas.
You find me a pain management specialist in Texas who promises he will actually give out opiates, and I will very much try to talk my mom into letting me go back to Texas.
That should be easy.
No. Good luck with that.
Here.
Unconfirmed and unlicensed pharmacists do that for you.
Yeah, see that doesn't help as much.
Nah, not really feeling that.
No, unfortunately, you just have a lot looser rules there, laws and situations when it comes to doctors in California. It's just the way it is.
Well, it's also just the freaking the DEA and the way that they decided it's easier and safer to go after doctors who aren't overprescribing by making them look like they're overprescribing than actually going after cartel and real drug dealers. The amount of doctors in prison right now for doing nothing more than prescribing a totally legitimate prescription is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the number of doctors who have literally turned to all of their patients and go, I'm sorry, this office no longer prescribes. Wow. Anywhere you go, this office no longer prescribes. This office no longer. When my pain specialist in New York moved, she left the practice she was in and she moved. It was 6 months. We could not find a single hospital, single clinic, single anything that would actually prescribe opiates to anyone for any reason. Doesn't matter if it's cancer. Doesn't matter if it's CRPS.
I'm serious. Look into it. You could probably find a doctor here that would do that in Texas that would do that. Hell, my orthopedic for my back injury has not questioned once. He's like, "Tell me what you need. I'm gonna prescribe it to you."
Well, I will look again. But when I was in Texas, I moved out the last time I moved back.
How long was
2010.
that?
2010.
Yeah,
there was one doctor. Well, most places it's gotten worse, but if you think it has gotten better down there, I will look.
It can't hurt to check. It can't hurt to check.
That's true.
Yeah. But on that note, we are hitting the 2-hour mark, so we are going to go around the horn, and we're going to do a little bit of outros and tell people where you are going to be next. We're going to start with eeny, meeny, miny, Arza.
I mean, you guys all know me. You always know where to find my stuff. I hope you guys watch my stuff because my stuff is sometimes good. And so, yeah, subscribe, follow me on ArzaChats and everything, and I'll keep you posted as to when I do videos and or do more shows.
The more likes and follows we get, the more of a chance he will have the monitors running the next time we do a show.
Hey, monitor's still running. It's just dark. Oh, I need to screenshot this actually. This is a fantastic screen.
Yeah, there's nothing like screenshotting a screen. Tiny, where can people find you next?
Well, I will be here every Friday at 9:30 for insert title here. I do also try to make the Tuesday 5:30 show, or is it now 6?
It's the
6 o'clock for nerds covering the news. I can speak, I swear. Pop Culture Patriots may be coming back in another week or so for the weekends with Drew the Outstanding and Horny Alf. And I am going to be Wade from Real Wade Nations. I'm going to be his first guest on his new show he's trying to do. That's an interview show. That'll be fun. And I believe at some point in the next month or so, I will be back on with Darmuth. So that's where you can find me. Generally, you can find me almost always on X at Won't Be Boxed, and anything I'm doing will be
drughead.
Anything I'm doing will be put there.
On X.
On X.
Every time someone says you can find me on X, I always think the first thought in my head is like, you fucking asshole.
You fucking drughead.
Well, Metal Nate, where can people find you next?
Well,
are you on X?
I hate to break Darnell's heart, but I too am on X. Nah, you can find me at Full Metal Nate on YouTube as well as Rumble. I have a Rumble channel now where a lot of my future D&D stuff is going to be posted. So if you're interested in that, check me out. Still working on a return date for Curse of Strahd, just trying to find a date that kind of works for everybody. I know everybody's got their own shows and stuff that they're doing, so but we'll get that train rolling again. I am looking forward to going back to it though. I got a lot of interesting stuff cooking going into this third and final part of this campaign. It's going to be epic, and I can't wait to get back to it.
Oh, I forgot to say something. Since we were talking about Trek, anyway, Sturly Durly, Moxie Dame, we're going to absolutely July have a table read for a Next Generation episode. We love to have people volunteer to do voices, and we love to have people in the chat, and we read the scripts, and we have so much fun. So
cool.
That will be the last Sunday of July.
Nice. Also, you can find me here every other Friday, as well as Rogues Gallery. I started going back to that tonight, so I will probably be over there a lot more now.
Nice.
Okay. Jay, where can people find you next?
Well, as I've stated before, still working on getting this channel up and going. I've hit a couple roadblocks, but
do it. Do it now.
Just do it. Yeah, I'm actually going to try this weekend because I do have the 4-day long weekend. I'm going to try some different stuff using Discord because I've actually tried to do that with our favorite cunt, Daniel. Yeah, that's his favorite name.
Thundercunt.
So what you're saying is you're trying to lay off the X?
Yeah, I'm trying to lay off the X. Yeah.
He's laying off the X and going hard into the cunt.
Harder, just plowing right through.
Not just the tip, just plowing in.
No. I full all the way. Go hard or go home. Right. So now, and you can also find me here Friday nights with these fine fellows and lady. Yeah, you could follow me on Rumble, not on YouTube. I don't want to even play with them. And Twitter, aka X. Hot Wax JC on X. So
Darnell,
I'll hand it off.
People find you. Are you on X?
I am on X. I'm at Darnell Quigley with no E before the Y because I made too many accounts and forgot the fucking logins. Also find that's why I got the one I got now. You can find me on Rumble. I am at Darnell Quigley, all one word, spelled just like this. Well, together one word, no caps. I did hit 100 followers yesterday. So now I have to get 30 hours of streaming time, which I don't know how or if I'm going to do that because I don't have 30 hours in my week to do that. I'm on too many other shows. That being said, you can when you're checking out my Rumble, please check out my two channels, Two Civs and a Pig, where you can watch videos of myself or watch us live on Thursday nights of myself and two friends. We go over police body cam videos, and they give the civilian opinion and questions. I give the law enforcement opinion and questions, being a former LEO myself, and I'll ask civilians, what do you think of this? Why, hey, so does this look like this? And we kind of bridge the gap. We kind of bring it together, right? Sometimes we bring it together softly. Sometimes we do it hard. Yeah. So,
Nice.
But you can find me Monday nights at the Railify for Pop Culture Beatdown with Sean, Gina, and Killer Games Mike. We will have a massively huge guest. Dan Watanabe, producer of Baywatch and other shows. He will be the guest he will be our guest.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's Mike's mentor, the guy who got him into Hollywood.
That's
that's why
cool.
he's been knowing each other for like 12 years. So that's why he's joining up for the show. So we're gonna get some inside baseball on Hollywood and some stuff, and maybe he'll tell us about some projects he has coming. Tuesday night, you can find me with Moxie Dame at 11 p.m. Central Time doing AI Dungeon, where we do a fantasy dungeon thing. Thursday night, I'm sorry. We'll be moving to Friday nights. Thursday night is the previously mentioned Two Civs and a Pig, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. I am sorry. Friday, we will be doing another AI dungeon, myself, Killer Games Cast, and Gina, but we do horror stories. Think the Choose Your Own Adventure text-based games, but we do the voices for it, and we have a fucking blast. Last, while you're at my Rumble, please check out the official Sham Records channel, where I have a lot of AI-generated music that myself and a buddy of mine, my writing partner, we come up with. We plug it into the machine, and we pull out the baby and give it to you. We will be working on getting the music onto iTunes Store, whatever Samsung uses, Spotify, all these other places. That'll be coming in the next few months. But we also have a release schedule for the next year. We have that many songs in the pipe. So yeah, I'm done now.
You've blown it all out. You're done now.
I blew everything. I'm spent.
You're spent. Okay, good.
You can find everyone's descriptions and everyone's links are in the description for the show. I am Drunken Emerald Arrow. The next place I'm going to be is next Tuesday. Back on this channel is Nerds Covering the News at 6 p.m. PST. Then on Wednesday over on Double Made Me Do It channel, we have Make Me a Sandwich, which is at 7 p.m. We are changing the time. We're changing the time on that one. Then on next Friday, I'm rotating schedules, so I will not be on the Weekly Rogues Gallery. I'll be back over on Gina and Sean's stream that then leads back into next episode of Insert Title here. What do you got, Darnell?
I forgot one thing. Next week starts the shows you should have watched, I think it's called, on Eclectic Goats channel on I think YouTube and here on Rumble. She's a person who appears a lot of Sammy 3-Peat stuff. We'll be watching shows, whole runs of shows that people may have missed. We'll be watching and giving live commentary while we're doing that.
Cool.
Nice.
Wednesday nights, I forget what time, but she posts a lot on X with the time. It's Eclectic Goat. Her icon is a cartoon person with a red jacket with a goat head.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That should be
also,
fun.
you will see that I'm on X. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of Insert Title here. Make sure you hit that like and follow button. I'm on my way trekking towards the direction of that 100 mark because it's a big deal. We hit 100. It's actually a pretty major accomplishment. Unlike with YouTube, we're not really going to. Anyway, everyone, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Again, my panelists, thank you for joining in tonight and having a blast.
Flawless victory. Excellent.
Whatever came up, and you want to know what? It wasn't that much of a dumpster fire. I mean, it actually pretty constructive of a conversation stuff. So
good.
You want to know what? Overall, it wasn't too bad of a. It was a very controlled burn, unlike California at times.
Perfect.
So with that said, we will.
How about new? You crazy Dutch bastard!
You want a dumpster fire?
Not dumpster fire when I'm in the middle of my.
I'm going potty. You want home a dick?
Well, we will see you all next Friday here on Insert Title here.
Peace out.
You guys have a great weekend. Have a great night. And stay safe. And we will see you next Friday. Take it easy.